Yeah, okay, Monica, we can start podcast. Hi, friends. Good evening, one and all, and welcome to Revamp Family. And today we are going to conduct a special talk. Our chief guest is Monica from Thrissur, Kerala, uh, and she's going to talking about the working stress. We all are working in several office and several working areas. We all working, and every day a lot of deadlines and a lot of things are there in our life. So sometimes we can't control ourselves because of that stress. And today uh, we all are eagerly waiting for her uh, and some tips and some valuable words. So actually, I'm handing the mic to Monica.
Thank you so much, Itzi, for your introduction. So, good
Yeah.
evening, everyone. Myself, Monica, is here. I'm located in Kerala, Thrissur. Currently, I'm working as an HR associate. So, today I'm going to speak about how to deal with work-life stress. Actually, when Ilaya was circulated this poster among my friends, some of them texted me in WhatsApp like, Monica, don't you think it's an irony? We are still in work-life pressure, and how we are going to talk about that? For some, I responded it like, if the person is currently undergoing work-life stress, the person can able to speak about it in a much a clearer way because the person knows like what the person is undergoing and what are the techniques I am using to deal with my work life pressure. Every individual is different and everyone's working environment is entirely different from each other. Their capabilities and their coping mechanisms is entirely different. So I really love to speak about some tips that how to deal with work life pressure and some of the things that you really need to get a reflection on. So I think I designed this session on a way that uh, three things that we need to be focused on while we coping with work life stress, and some of the healthy responses towards this work life stress, and some of the coping mechanism, a theoretical basis of coping mechanism towards the stress. So these are the main areas I'm going to speak on this particular 1 hour session. So basically, stress is emerged because of an internal or external factor that trigger an unpleasant event. That is the main reason that everyone is undergoing a stress. If the situation is unpleasant or the situation is giving them a difficulty to deal with, then the person is feeling some kind of tension or pressure or some unpleasant feelings feelings in their life. So in work life, most of the people, work life is a kind of this external factor that evoke tension or stress because everyone is not equipped with the work life skills or some work life skills, or everyone is doing the job that they are really looking forward to. Some of the factors that we need to focus here is, if I'm working as a if I'm working in a particular organization which I guess i'm I'm getting a payment that is not worth the point, then of course I'll be having a dissatisfaction and unhappiness towards that particular work I'm into doing. And if I'm having not a healthy relationship with the colleagues of the particular organization, I guess I'm under pressure, or my boss is assigning me with some works which is not worth of doing, or which is out of my capability or beyond my ability. Then of course I'm feeling some kind of pressure or some kind of unpleasantness. These are some of the general situation where the work-life stress is evoking. There are so many other situations as there. These are some of the general situations that may evoke a kind of workplace tension or pressure or stress towards you. So first we have to develop a positive attitude towards your work that you are into doing. I'm focusing on a kind of organized work life culture. If I'm happy of doing this particular work means like that happiness will, so I'm going to talk about, before that I'm going to talk about the happiness, adjustment, and that our attitude towards the reward or criticisms. These are the main three factors we need to be having a kind of, we need to develop a coping mechanism. If you need to be happy, otherwise like you can't force yourself. There are two types of happiness: voluntary happiness and forced happiness. If you are forcing yourself to become happy about the job that you are into doing every day, that doesn't count on your life. If you are not happy or dissatisfied or disappointed about doing the work, I might suggest you to leave that job and find something that gives you happiness. So happiness is something that really counted. But I'm not asking you to give up. That's obviously if you're really trying to cope up with that particular job and you're not receiving any kind of happiness other than the monetary benefit, I guess the job that you are doing, nothing add values to your life, your future life, while you're looking in your future, and while looking back, you might be feeling kind of regret. I worked there for 5 years, and I'm not. I was disappointed all those 5 years. Then the salary day. If I used to have this feeling like, if it's the end of the month, then next day I'll be receiving salary. That makes me happy. But that is not the happiness. If you are going to your workplace every day with a happy face and happy smile, I just say, if you are not getting much more monetary benefit than your colleague also, you might be getting something that really adds value to your life. So please be do something that really makes you happy. And the second thing is adjustment or adaptation. If I'm in working in an entry level position, because I'm just right out of the college and I was struggled a lot to get a job. I got a particular job and I'm trying to cope up with the environment because it's an environment entirely different from my past life. So we need to adjust, or we need to make a kind of coping mechanism towards the new work environment. So you need to adjust, you need to make adjustment. Also, you need to adopt to the particular environment that you are into working. Maybe your boss is not friendly as your colleagues, or your colleagues seems entirely different from the friends you had in college. So you need to make that kind of adjustment in your adjustment towards your work environment. And the third thing is open for rewards or criticism, because criticism is always an unpleasant event. If someone is coming and criticizing me means definitely I'm going to be sad for at least 1 week, because that is my sensitivity level. So like I need to be changed that if like you have to be open for criticisms, because you you are humans and you definitely make commitments. So you are need to make commitments towards something, towards criticisms, because criticism is always adds value or refine your skills, refine your skills. Then, and if you are manager, if you are a team leader, some of the team members are working under you, then you need to be criticized on a particular way. You need not be intense while criticizing others, because criticisms are unpleasant events. If you are criticizing the person in intense pace means the person is doesn't going to react on a way that you are imagined to be. So make sure that your criticism makes a kind of impact on others' life to be a better person. So make sure that your criticism is not adversely affect the person who is receiving that. So that is the three things: happiness, adjustment, and open for reward or criticism. And of course, you need to get rewarded for the work that you are into doing. If you are a team manager, you need to reward your colleagues for the best thing that the person done. Because if the person is getting a kind of reward, he'll be getting motivated enough to be work towards a particular goal or work towards as a team. They are having a kind of willingness towards to be in a group and the group cohesion. So you make a kind of attitude towards rewards and criticism. Of course, you need to adjustment and adapt to the situation and be voluntarily happy and not force yourself to be happy, because if you are forcing, that end result will be a disappointment. And how do you know that you are undergoing a particular pressure or stress in your life? For example, you are not getting enough sleep and you are thinking about always don't be workaholic. And don't be workaholic. That is the one thing. If you are workaholic means the stress will be overwhelming you, and you are not getting enough sleep because of this work, and you are always feeling fatigued, and you are irritable, you are pessimistic, you are self-defensive, and you are self-blame. Then of course I can say you are under work-life stress and you are dissatisfied, and you are always feeling that I really want to leave this job, or else you are looking forward to the weekdays or weekends. I'm going to tell you that you are definitely under this work-life stress. So how we can cope up with this work-life stress? Of course, you need to be cope up with the stress, because you cannot always escape or avoid that stress, and you just give up easily because I leave this job and I'm going to do something else, because there is sometimes there is no other option in front of us, that you have to stick on this job and you have to lead a life. So on that particular situations, you need to adopt some of the coping mechanisms. So I'm going to talk about some of the theoretical coping mechanism. Of course, I'm giving you some tips. So appraisal focused coping mechanisms. That is modifying your thoughts about this work life. If I am for example, for instance, I'm telling I'm feeling work life stress because I'm always felt like this job is not gonna add value to my future life. In that situation, in those situations, I can modify my thoughts and I can modify the pattern of thinking that I am into doing. So appraisal focused coping mechanism is just try to modify your thinking. And the next is adaptive behavioral coping. That means if you need to learn new skills, if you are in a software environment, you need to be equipped with new skills, because every day there is software updations will be there. In that kind of situations, learn new skills that makes you as a right resource to be called for first. So adaptive behavioral coping mechanism, you involve in learning new skills to deal with your work life stress. And the third one is emotional focused. That means you need to develop a kind of self control or positive attitude, or else you develop a kind of good social support, or having a kind of good interaction with your colleagues. Don't be self-isolated always. You need to be interact, and you need to maintain a kind of good positive relation with your colleagues. That makes you a right resource, as well as that will help you to reduce this work-life stress. There is negative or maladaptive coping mechanisms are available. Some people are into substance abuse or using drugs or something. It's because of the work. They are telling me I'm under pressure. I need to deal with my life. I need to deal with my work life. That's why I'm using this drugs or substance abuse. And the next coping mechanism is maladaptive coping mechanism is I always self blame. It's because of me I am undergoing. It's because of the inefficiency. That is why my work life is sucking like this. Like that kind of feelings that you need to be, that makes you remorse towards the work. Remorse, like your life become a remorse if you self blame always. So in that particular kind of situation, how we can develop a healthy responses towards your work life stress. For example, you can develop, like you can go back to the and don't okay, I'll take 5 minutes break and I'll tell you how to develop healthy responses. So responses towards something is always counted. So your responses need to be healthy, and don't always, like what to say, don't always make the work is don't always let your work life conquer your personal life. You have to keep a distinction between your work life and personal life. That itself makes a difference. If you are under pressure, talk to your family or talk to your best friends or peers for some time, and talk about your pressure, talk about your problems, talk about it's because of my boss I am feeling this much pressure, it's because of this person I am feeling this pressure because they are assigning me too much work that I'm unable to do. This kind of problems, don't let your problems halt inside you. Just speak out, let it out, use like share it with others. Then you will get a kind of like the person the person is going to reassure you. The reassurance will help you become a better person, like but at least for some time you will be getting some kind of mental peace. So let your problem speak out to others. The next thing is that if you're having a kind of good habit towards reading, read light like light books that will give you a kind of motivations or a kind of stress relieving or something. If you love to write, if you love to write poetry, short stories, because some of the skills that you left in college, try to, like what to say, brush up it and try to write something in your journal. For example, if you are feeling so dull today, like so sad today, sad because of your work life stress, write out, like write about it in one paragraph and keep it in your journal. Like keep your journal if you are feeling stressed. I think it's the best coping mechanism that I used to practice with myself, because if I'll be sad, I used to write, then I'll be getting some kind of mental peace. So write, read. Next thing is be with be with your, like be with your family, because you need to be you need to have an attachment towards your family, and let yourself be attached with your mom, father, mother. Please, you have to be reassured them, and don't make your work, like don't divert your work stress towards your mother or father. So be friendly with them, don't be getting irritated by their comments. So it's a kind of healthy response. Then is good quality sleep. That is the main thing that you need to deal with your work life stress. You need to have a good quality sleep. And there is another maladaptive coping mechanism I used to do, because I used to get very addicted towards this phone, because I need to cope up with my work life. I used to before and all, I was not using phone that much, but nowadays I'm using this phone because I need to cope up with my work life pressure. So that is a kind of maladaptive. You can use your phone, you can see entertainment series, you can watch movies and everything. Watching movies is a kind of tension or stress relieving thing, but don't be get addicted to the social media and all, and also don't be get addicted to one person. If you are, if you are too much addicted to one person because of this work life pressure, if the person is going to leave you, you can't adjust with your life. You can't adjust with your personal life as well as your professional life at any point. I have seen people who are leaving job because they have lost their girlfriend, boyfriend thing. So don't be get much attached to a person because you need to cope up with your work life pressure. So that is a my kind of advice. And because I have been reading some of the I have been seeing some of the examples, I have been reading some of the messages that my friends send me. So don't be get attached to one person. And another useful tips that you can follow is take breaks. If you are getting uh, if your organization is allowing you to,
Any
if
problem?
your work life now I guess I don't know, are you able to
Fine.
hear me properly now? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'll continue. If your work life is 9 to 6, let your work life be in 9 to 6. And other than that, you're going you that apart from that 9 to 6, your personal life is affecting you, but you're still be hanging with your work life. I don't know how much that is going to make you as a person. Leave your work leave your work life at your office and be a family person in your home, or a friendly person in your peer group. There is a kind of personal advice, that is a kind of thing I used to follow. Like for example, for instance, making the session interesting, I'll share one story. My sister is working this particular organization, and she at first, I know the, like, to cope up with that new environment is really difficult for her. And she used to take that work life to home, and she used to tell every, like, what to say, she's been kind of crying and all those things in home. And her personal life is a kind of meddling with this work life. So on that, so I was seeing her for months, and I took a decision, like, I won't take whatever my work life is, whatever my work stress level is, I'm not going to take my work life into my home, or I'm not going to take my work life into my personal life. Sometimes I can't able to cop, sometimes I can't able to be with this pledge, but that is a kind of thing that you have to make your, like, you have to take a pledge on that. Please leave your work life at your office and be start your personal life after that. So don't meddle with your work life and as well as your personal life. And another thing is that social interaction. You always need a social interaction. You need to interact with your friends. Don't leave your friends after you get into a particular job, and don't leave back your friends. Be in touch with your friends. Share your problems and get a good quality sleep. Take small trips, take walks, and that kind of simple things is, and rate out your feelings, share your problems, be a nice person, and take care of your grandparents, visit them. And all this going to add a value to your personal life and will help you to reduce your stress. And if you are having a skill that you left it out in college, for example, if you are a good dancer and you are not doing dancing because of this job, don't let your skills rest in your college life. Take into your work life, take into that your personal life and develop your skills. You can start your own YouTube channel, you can start your own Instagram page, you can start your own Facebook page. And don't leave your skills somewhere in between, because skills are something that is going to add value to yourself. And I guess this would be the end of my self lecture. That if you really want to share your own responses, some of the suggestions, some of the correction, I'm really open to that. And you can you can start asking questions or suggesting me something. Yeah, you can. Anyone is having any doubt, you can ask me now. If I am able to answer, definitely I'm going to answer it. If I am not, you can reach out to me. All social media handles, I'm active. Yeah, but I can't able to hear your voice properly. It's like it's having some network issues, I guess.
Okay, can I text in the text box so that you can see that?
Yeah, now I can able to hear you.
Yeah, like you have said that whatever there in the office, you leave it there only. Like such kind of things you shared. Uh, I
Yeah,
couldn't able to leave it because I was staying alone there in a particular situation. I went for that particular purpose only. So it's
yeah.
like a burden for each day. How to overcome that?
Yes, that's like you are saying, like you can't leave out your things at office, but that is coming with you, even your home, even to your personal life. So you're asking me how to deal with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's what some of the useful tips I said to you. Like you can have different coping mechanisms. Like if you are inefficient, if you are assigned with a job and you are inefficient to do that, you can take your like you can develop your skills. You can of course you can develop your skills as a coping mechanism, and you can reach out to your friends, if friends I mean colleagues, if they are helping you. And it's not it's because of some emotional trauma that your boss is like it's because of your emotional trauma of because of your boss. You can share these problems with your friends. Some of things are confidential, up don't speak that thing with your colleagues. You have some close friends, you can speak with them. And also you can make your own coping mechanisms. Like I used to follow this kind of writings, good quality sleep, that for example reading. And for example, I guess developing a new skills to cope up with your work life might be the best suitable mechanism. And and another thing another point I left out there is, if your job is not going to make you happy and you are realizing some point that you have to speak up for yourself, don't stick on a particular job because they are offering that they are offering you monetary benefit. If that job is not going to make you happy, leave that job and find something beautiful. So that is also my personal suggestion. So
Thank you, Bhumi,
so
for
yeah.